Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You have a question.
No, I don't have questions. He's my good friend. And we started with like 4 rounds. Now we're doing 16 rounds.
16 rounds.
Yes. How you don't like to further stay?
He's wrong.
What?
I mean,
Sunday
only someday when you see me, we can.
you're doing it right.
No, but normally I'm at 4 or 5.
But on Sunday we did 16.
Some days.
That's okay.
Don't give me over credit.
All right. So, but now every day you're going to read Prabhupada's books, right?
I will definitely try.
What's the difficulty? What's the difficulty? Well, get out.
I will give you like free book and in the backpack in the office, in the train, read this thing, you know. Read one page, one word Krishna is on one page also.
What's that? Even one page. Meenakshi, how much you read every day? Come on. Roughly. Rama, you read every day, right? I read a couple of hours every day. You just got to start. The whole idea is to start. Little bit. Go, you're my assistant tonight.
Yes, thanks.
240, chapter 2, verse 40. Very important verse of Bhagavad-gita. Chapter 2, verse 40.
Yeah. Translation.
Translation.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. And a little advancement on this part can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Now, the most dangerous type of fear is to lose the opportunity of human life. Because when you sink lower than a human being, no posible bhakti yoga. It's not possible. You have to be human being. Human being and above, they can engage in devotion. So that's the dangerous type of fear. Now, why does somebody fall from human being to a lower birth? What's that? Tamagun. Yes. And the proof of that, let's go to chapter 14. No, Rama does, not me. Okay, so now I don't know the exact verse, but there's this verse, Jaguna Vritti. You know the verse? Tamagun, what happens in Tamagun?
What?
Chapter 14.
I know, but so what tax will be? We have to juggle 14. So
Very good.
yada satve.
We're looking for something, what happens in Tamagun. You take your birth in the animal kingdom.
Mode of goodness he attains the pure highest and supposed to be like in the mode of passion should be 16, right? So result that action, price action, pure and mode of goodness. Okay.
I think the verse is when one dies. When one dies. Read it.
When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activity.
So what means what? That means what?
Passion.
What? But engaged in what?
Engaged in
And
So what kind of birth is that? Human. That's human birth. Now what does it say?
when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom.
There you go. So you were correct. When you fall down, it's because of who said too much tamagun? Yes, too much tamagun. Too much raja, human being, mode of goodness, demigod, rishi, and if you're in pure goodness, where do you go? Where? Satyaloka. Goloka Vrindavan. Satyaloka is Brahma. No, we want to go back to Godhead.
Yeah, but there is Vishuddha Sattva, right? Sattva and then Vishuddha.
I said pure devotional service.
You said Sattva. In Sattva, there
No, Satvagun, I said you go to demigods.
Okay.
Ah, yes. If you're just in goodness, you go to demigods. I said that, rishis. That's all right.
So,
Prabhupada's books, do you read this Radhanath Swami's book? Have you considered it a Prabhupada's book?
When I say Prabhupada's books, I mean Prabhupada's books. Okay? And you've heard me say this 100,000 times. What are the 4 main books?
Bhagavad-gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, next.
4 main books. Now, what book am I reading right now? Krishna. I mean, I said right now. No, in my private study, I'm reading my favorite book, Krishna book, which is Bhagavatam. All right? And how well should you know these 4 main books? Thoroughly, yes. Thank you very much. Thoroughly. You want to read these, Haribol? You want to read these other books? Fine, but make sure you're reading these 4 main books. Yeah, why not all 4? Right.
You know, Prabhupada's books, they are so potent. I just started reading Chaitanya Charitamrita.
And you love it.
And one day I read 5 chapters.
Yes. Very good.
Babaji, by seeing your face and I, it's so glowing, you know.
5 chapters.
My goodness.
5 chapters means you were reading many hours.
Really, when you're reading.
Okay, that's many hours of reading if you did 5 chapters. Excellent. Okay, shall we go back to the paper? We're reading now, in case you don't know, this paper is all the summaries Prabhupada has given in the purports of the Bhagavad-gita. It's the summaries. Okay, so now we continue. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjuna no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as the source of everything. Arjuna is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna. But now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. And how many others are there? Yeah. There's billions. There's billions who don't think that Krishna is the source of everything. Now let's prove what I just said. Go to 7.3. So go there. I need the translation. 7.3. I'm glad you knew the Sanskrit. That's good. That means you are studying. Excellent. What do you got for 7.3?
yeah, translation. Okay, out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Yes, so perfection here means you realize that you're spirit soul, that you're not this body. That's like your generic self-realization. I know, I've realized I'm not this body. Okay, but Krishna is saying, but out of those, hardly one knows me in truth. So you guys are creme de la creme. You are special because you previously all said you accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting. And you engage in some devotional service. So that means you are rare. That's why we offer respects. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Okay, let's go. Others may not. So, in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. So what chapter is that? 11th chapter. Actually, when one sees the universal form of Krishna, one becomes frightened, like Arjuna. But Krishna is so kind that after showing it, he converts himself again into his original form. Question. So Krishna showed the universal form. What did he show next? Excellent. Somebody reads their Gita. And then he showed two-armed. Very good. Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. Mahatma Ji, go to 4.2. We're going to learn why Krishna spoke to Arjuna and not Duryodhana. 4.2.
Okay. Evam param prapapta.
Oh, excuse me. That's, no, 3. Thank you, Meenakshi. 4.3.
4.3. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend.
So what are the two qualifications
Devotee and
of Krishna?
Krishna.
Now, notice in this translation, Prabhupada is telling you something about Bhagavad-gita. How is he describing Bhagavad-gita in this translation? Right there in the translation, what did it say?
The science
The science of what?
of relationship
The science of what relationship?
with the Supreme.
With the Supreme. That is one way of saying what is Bhagavad-gita. If somebody asks you, what is Bhagavad-gita? The science of the relationship with the Supreme. And that Supreme is known as Krishna. Okay? So even Prabhupada is saying that Bhagavad-gita is a science. It's the science of the relationship of you with the Supreme. Why is it that you have a relationship with the Supreme? Excellent. You are, and how long are you a part and parcel of Krishna? Oh, does that go back? Thank you. Does it go forward? Does it ever end? It was always there. Ah, that's better. It was always there. No beginning, no middle, no end. You always have a relationship with Krishna. Why? This is important. Again, this is why Prabhupada's saying you were originally with Krishna, because you eternally have a relationship with Krishna. Not that it started at some point. It was always there. It's there now. It'll be there in the future. The only problem now is that for the conditioned soul, what has happened? Huh? He forget. Yes, that's the word. Forgotten it. Not you. You have been reminded. You have awoken your dormant love of Krishna. It's there. Like in the match. That fire is there in the match. Just has to be struck. So, believe it or not, even in Donald Trump, there's a possibility of a relationship with Krishna. I don't know how, but even he has a dormant love of God. Let's continue. Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has said several times. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjuna acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as the Supersoul. So that excerpt is from the first verse of chapter 11. Yes, you have a question? Or you're just confirming? That's all right. I just wanted to make sure I know what. Okay. So, Advaita Chandra, if you come over to this side, you can come. Now, Mahatma Ji, we thank you for your service. We're going to give the microphone to him. No, you can sit here and just bring the microphone over to him. Yes. And you can be my assistant. Okay? Now you'll need a Bhagavad-gita to do my assistant work.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to ask you to look up references, okay? Will you accept that devotional service?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Always.
Always. Wow, that's nice. Let's give Mahatma a nice hand for the nice job he did. Jai. So, let's get back now to the pamphlet. Anyone who wants to approach the supreme of all personality of Godhead on the Krishna Loka planet in the spiritual sky and be intimately connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what's his name? Must take this formula as stated by the Supreme himself. Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad-gita. As I said earlier, Prabhupada uses this phrase essence several times. So there's different answers for essence. So let's find, so Advaita Chandra, this purport that we're reading from is from the last verse of chapter 11, number 55. Could you read the translation to 11.55, por favor? In the microphone so that I get it on the record.
My dear Arjun, he who manages in my pure devotional service, free from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me.
Very good. So now Prabhupada is saying that verse is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Let's go back now to our reading. Yes. Several. Not many, many. Several. No. No. Essence can be more than one. Okay? Prabhupada does not make a mistake. Okay? So that's why I'm pointing it out. That's why I'm specifically pointing it out. That there can be, just like Krishna is perfect in Mathura, more perfect in, and most perfect in. Now, somebody's going to say, well, how can there be? Because we're not on the material plane. We're on the spiritual plane. Remember what I've said many times. When you walk into this door, you have to be able to understand the possibility of an elephant on a dish. Or the famous example, the Brahmana asked Narada, what was Narayan doing? And Narayan told him, tell them I'm threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. And the Brahmana said, get out of here. This is nonsense. But the cobbler, the Muchi cobbler, he could accept, yes.
Dancing.
Huh?
He started dancing.
Yes. And Narada said, you believe? He said, yes, look at the banyan seed. From a little banyan seed. Look at this great. When I go to Hawaii, there's this one in the downtown area of the city called Maui. There's this huge banyan tree. Huge. So we always go there. Banyan trees are wonderful. And our Hawaii ISKCON temple also has banyan tree. And you've seen so many banyan trees.
Nanda Prabhu, this verse, if you look at the verse 1155, some key words are there, but that makes Krishna say that certainly comes to me. Pure devotional service.
That's right.
One word, right?
Yes.
Absence of fruitive activities.
Yes.
That's the way we get the bhakti.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then mental speculation. No, mental speculation.
That's why we strictly stick to whose books?
Prabhupada. He works for me. Everything you're doing is work for Krishna.
Very
No
good.
matter what you're doing,
Yes.
and our goal of life is Krishna. And we are friendly to everybody. That means you are treating everybody same.
Yes.
As a soul level or friend, to them, you're not envious of anybody else.
Correct.
Or anybody. So
Very
those
good.
are the qualities he's describing it takes to go back to him. Right?
That is correct.
That is why it is the essence of Bhagavad-gita.
One of the essence.
One of the essence of
One of
Bhagavad-gita,
the
yes.
essences. Let's continue with our reading. Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a book directed to the conditioned souls who are engaged in the material world with the purpose of lording it over nature and who do not know of the real spiritual life. The Bhagavad Gita is meant to show how one can understand his or her spiritual existence and his or her eternal relationship with the supreme spiritual personality. Who's that?
Krishna.
Krishna. And to teach one how to, what's that word? How to go what? Back?
Home.
What was that word? Back, yes. Back home, back to Godhead. I love to hammer that point. Back. Now, here is the verse which clearly explains the process by which one can attain success in his or her spiritual activity, devotional service. Now, let's see if we remember the different items of devotional service. The first one is Shravanam. Okay, how about the English? Hearing, chanting, remembering, worshiping, praying. What's that? Serving. What does Lakshmi do? She serves.
Serve lotus feet.
Lotus feet. And what is Hanuman? He is the great. Yeah, he does regular service. Arjuna is the friend. Ambarish. No, not Ambarish. Bali.
Atmanevi.
Full surrender. And who did all 9? Ambarish. Very good. Now, you may or might, let's see what you know. What I'm going to ask you is found in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Who achieved perfection by hearing? Yes.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit. What did he hear?
Bhagavatam.
Okay. Who achieved perfection by chanting? Shukadeva Goswami, because he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, who achieved perfection by remembering Krishna? His day is coming up next week on my birthday. Prahlad. Right? Because May 20th is Nrsimha Chaturdashi. Okay? Who achieved perfection? We already said it. Serving the Lord's lotus feet. Lakshmi. That's significant because where does she normally stay? On the chest. But she voluntarily goes down to serve the lotus feet. Okay? Now, who achieved perfection by praying? I just read that section in Krishna book. Somebody achieved perfection by praying. Akrura. Yes. Akrura is given the credit for praying. He prayed to Krishna on the way to Vrindavan, and he prayed to Krishna when Krishna and Balaram turned into Mahavishnu and right, because he went to take the boys went, Krishna and Balaram went to take a bath in what river? Yamuna. Then they came back on the chariot. Then Akrura went, and when he went, what did he see? No, first he saw Krishna and Balaram. And he was saying, wait, didn't I leave you on the chariot? And they were there. Then they turned into Mahavishnu and Sheshanag. And he offered his prayers. Kuragat. Very good. Excellent. Good. All right, let's finish this. In summary, the universal form of Krishna, which is a temporary manifestation, and the form of time, which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu four-handed, have all been exhibited by Krishna. Thus, Krishna is the origin of all these manifestations. It is not that Krishna is a manifestation of the original Vishvarup or Vishnu, which many, many people in India think. I've met people, they think, oh, the Vishvarupa, that's God. And Krishna, everybody comes from that. They think that's the supreme. But how are you going to do arti to the universe? Not possible. Krishna is the origin of all forms. There are hundreds and thousands of Vishnu, but for a devotee, no form of Krishna is important but the original form, two-handed Shyama Sundara. What is the meaning of Shyama Sundara? Okay, so it's Shyam is what? Okay, and Sundara?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes.
Tribanga.
Tribanga. Huh? Shyam means the color of a monsoon rain cloud. Deep blue, dark blue. Sometimes blackish is also given. But not technically, you cannot use these words because you can't actually, you do the best you can. You can't actually describe. You have to see it to believe it. But we try our best to describe. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that those who are attached to the Shyama Sundara form of Krishna in love and devotion can see him always within the heart and cannot see anything else. One should understand that the purport of this 11th chapter is that the form of Krishna is essential and supreme. Everybody chant the Maha.